Whether a culture vulture, picky parrot or easy eagle, the Bird Eye Review Show is here to help you decide which OTT content is deserving of your precious pecking time. So stay perched as I, Natalie Barris, watch and report back. Dil aur remote done tham ki betiye, or swipe ahead to bilkul mat kariye. In this month's episode, it's a broad wingspan of short-ish films on Netflix in Ankahi Kahaniya and a docudrama, House of Secrets, The Burari Deaths, plus a series of an equally serious nature in Tabbar on Sony Live. 2 reviews and an interview with Tabbar star Pavan Malhotra. Kya ho raha hai? Sab kuch itna serious kyun ho raha hai? Of course, it's October and Halloween. As big city life buzzes around them, lonely souls discover surprising sources of connection and companionship in tales of love, loss and longing. The Netflix description for Ankahi Kahaniya, a set of 3 shorter films, though by no means short, lumped together as one. The first, a quirky tale of one man and his love for a store mannequin. Ye thoda naya hai, nahi? The second, an 80s homage to Marathi masala films and their depiction of romance in a depressing and oppressive day-to-day existence.
Friday ko naya film hai, bada film, ticket hai mere paas.
And the third, the detective work of a cheated-upon wife attempting to understand why by visiting the scene of the crime with the husband of the other woman.
कभी ना कभी हर कपल चाहता है कि शादी टूट जाए।
औरतों के लिए इतना आसान नहीं होता रिश्ते खत्म कर देना।
रिश्ते तुम्हारी पहचान नहीं।
3 very different looks at life and connection, with different directors, cast, and levels of audience grabbiness. I'm not sure why each film is forced to go under the banner of Ankahi Kahaniya. Even the title sequence tries just too hard to give the impression of overall cohesiveness, mentioning 3 directors, 3 producers, 3 DOPs, 3 this, 3 that, though not assigning which film each of them is related to. Kya ye log ne keen tigara kam bigara nahi sunna? Why is each film not given its own title?
I myself Pradeep Lagoria from Gadarwada. आपका नाम तो परी होगा, एक खूबसूरत जो है.
I understand, for packaging purposes, maybe Netflix isn't quite accepting of single 35-minute films just floating on their own and need to group them with similar, but at least allow them their own identity, no? Particularly when there's a clear standout, dropout, and one that's pretty spaced out, but in a sweet way. The short film arena is an intriguing one and, as mentioned before, is gaining space within the OTTs. Now, technically, anything less than 40 minutes is classed as a short film and anything plus 75 is a feature. If anyone can shed any light on what to call those 41 to 74ers, this bird would be most appreciative. Hum unka tab dil se shukriya karenge. Back to Ankahi Kahaniya. The one for me was the middle one. Love story, but not in the way we may think. It was about love for oneself, taking steps to follow a dream. The performances of all involved were subtle, nuanced and believable. The settings gritty, upsetting and oppressive. Cinema, a way for both boy and girl to escape and to live. This is the story that could have held an entire hour and a half on its own. Ankahi Kahaniya, overall, 2 out of 5, though the middle part alone, I'll give 3. The Asian Culture Vulture Bird Eye Review Show is a monthly look at a clawful of the OTT offerings from the subcontinent. Be the early bird by subscribing to ACV on YouTube and clicking the bell icon. You'll be notified on the 3rd Friday of each month when this show lands, plus the other great ACV chats, reviews and news. So kya rahe ho, bajado ghanta. Change of pace now and a break from this beak full screen. Over to my chat with actor Pavan Malhotra. He's starring in Tabbar, which releases October 15th, the same day as this episode, over on Sony Live. It's a family-based shocker that looks set to grip.
देखने में तो कितनी प्यारी फैमिली लग रही है.
Happy family, and then something happens. One line which we say, Tabbar means family, family comes first. One mistake and then one after another series of things which happen. And that's what Tabbar is all about.
What does Punjab bring to the story? Why does it work being set there?
See, it could have been set anywhere. It's just the writer decided to show a family in Punjab. I'm a Punjabi, but I grew up in Delhi. My parents, at the time of partition, my parents came from that part as refugees. And I feel very proud that my ancestors came from that land.
Are you a fan of sort of binge watching series on the OTTs?
I can't say I've watched many, but of course I've watched. Daily Crime is one which I really like. Peaky Blinders I saw to a certain extent.
Okay.
Once he becomes a politician, then I felt, oh, now they're stretching it, you know. And there's one, I forget the name, Douglas was in that. It's about two old friends. The one friend has a daughter, one rich friend. He's an actor. He has classes.
I'm going to research that and find out what it is.
OTT is settling down. It's gone through its teething problems in sense that in the beginning, because there was no censor, so they were putting sex scenes like that. See, I'm not again, like in Brothers Trouble, there's a scene with my pants down, you know, but it goes with the story.
Can you confirm for people watching this that in Tabbar, you will not have your pants down?
No, you won't see it like that. There's no such scene.
हैप्पी ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ
ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਬਤਾਈ ਜੀ ਤੇ
ਹੁਣ ਹੋਰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪੜੂਗਾ
ਮਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ IPS
The film industry in India, I love the fact that people are very multi-talented. You know, nobody's ever just one thing. And from your history, you were never just an actor. You were like working in the wardrobe department, is it?
I come from a business family. My father was in machine tools business. And his concern was if you're doing theatre, because there's no money in theatre, wasting your time according to him. So at one point, you know, he called me in his cabin and he told me, you have to stop all this, learn the business, things like that. And then Gandhi film was being shot.
This is no small film that you got involved with at the beginning. You know, you could have just got involved in a regular film, but this was a pretty big
film. And I'd never seen a film shoot.
Women loved him. An empire feared him.
A friend of mine from theatre, they called and they said, we need some people, extra people for a week because there's lots of crowd. Jallianwala, there was a sequence. And I said, well, I don't know anything about you. They said, you can do it. That's why we've given you a name. And I told my father this is for 1 week. And then they never asked me to leave. I was working, but I didn't realize that I was working. For me, it was a new world. I was talking to Martin Sheen. You know, so often he used to come and stand. I knew he's a Hollywood star, but he's Martin Sheen. I didn't know that, honestly. You know?
In Gandhi, your co-actor in Tabbar, Supriya, she was also in the film. So did you know each other from all that time?
No. During Gandhi, I didn't know her. But once I came to Bombay, then I met her a few times. But now we just live one building away from each other, you know?
Is it nice to work with somebody that you have that history with?
Yeah, because I make friends in any case. But when you know somebody, it's like you're excited and you get lost. I always say it's like a train. You know, people without reservation, when they get into a train compartment, they'll fight tooth and nail for the seat. But once the train moves, after 15-20 minutes, they'll all share those seats. They'll share their food. They'll share their personal stories. And they've never met before. They're never going to meet again.
Same for me when I get to talk to people we've never met before, but you have shared your personal story with me. And I hope at some point in the future, with whatever else you're acting on, that we get to meet again. Thank you very much, Pavan Malhotra.
Thank you. Take care and keep yourself safe. Corona is still around, so we all have to look after ourselves, and all the best. Thank you so much.
Many thanks to Pavan for taking the time out. Tabbar from October 15th on Sony Live. Let me know what you're watching on the OTTs, and if you know what Pavan was talking about when he was telling us about that show he enjoyed. Write a comment on YouTube and we promise to reply. Finally, let's flick back to Netflix for something Truly disturbing. If talk of suicide is for you a trigger, then consider this a warning and turn the volume down or your screen off.
In a horrifying incident, dead bodies of 11 members of the same family.
House of Secrets, The Burari Deaths is a 3-part documentary about the shocking case of 11 family members discovered dead in their home, 10 hanging from the ceiling and 1 dead on the floor. 3 generations of an apparently typical Indian family.
दिल्ली के बुराड़ी इलाके से आ रही है।
11 जान एक साथ एक ही घर में. Was it murder? Or was it suicide? The question that plagues us, the audience, the police who investigated, and the media who covered it.
देखिए कहावत है कि जो क्राइम रिपोर्टर्स होते हैं उनके अंदर इमोशंस नहीं होते हैं जैसे पुलिस वाले होते हैं ना हम लोग भी अंदर से हिल गए थे.
Director Leena Yadav, a one-woman powerhouse who directs, writes, produces and edits, sometimes all at once, be it features or TV, fact and fiction, has us hooked from the beginning.
आखिर 3 जनरेशन एक साथ सुसाइड कैसे कर सकते हैं?
The supervising editor is James Haygood, a man responsible for thrillers such as The Game, Fight Club and Panic Room. Therefore it makes sense that the filmy sweeping drone shots, frenetic handheld newsreels, the arty, moody lit interviews with police, crime branch, neighbours, family, journalists, random mental health professionals are all skillfully blended into a narrative that unfolds, twisting and turning, keeping us guessing just who and why.
Here is this entire family that hangs itself, at least that's what we are told.
Add a background score by A.R. Rahman himself, then you've got a documentary on a fully feature filmy level.
There were 3 generations living in one roof.
The DOPs include Yadav's partner, Asim Bajaj, a tight, well-known partnership, clearly a bonus when being granted such intimate access and talking on such a sensitive subject with remaining family members and clearly deeply affected persons who were sent to the scene.
एकदम से जो नजारा था अंदर घुसते ही फर्स्ट फ्लोर के ऊपर मेरे भी रोंगटे खड़े हो गए.
Whilst not a feel-good watch, the family's story and the powerful way in which it's delivered stay with you long after.
Is it a suicide? Is it a murder?
And the answer is not simple, it's quite complex.
देखना तो बनता है, लेकिन दिल थम की बैठिए. 4 out of 5. And that's all for this one. Remember to get subscribed, like, comment and share because it really does help to spread our wings and the word, the bird word.